Good evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are. Hi, crafty besties. This is Amanda, the card making coach, and I'm back again with another video. This is going to be take two of this video because the first one I did had no sound. So I had my mic all on and all charged up. Hopefully I get through this entire video without any boo-boos, any mix-ups. So this evening we'll be making a Christmas card. This is the card. He's so cute. I designed it myself. I just made a sketch in my sketchbook that I have here. And we're going to go through it. We're going to do some stamping, some die cutting, and we're just going to have some fun. So if you want to know how to make this card, come along with me, follow me, and I'll show you exactly what to do. Welcome in, everybody. This is Amanda again, the card making coach, and we're going to make this Christmas card this evening. This one came from a sketch I did in my sketchbook. I know it might look a little crazy, a little bit wild. I was just watching TV and I was like, oh, let me do a sketch. My first ever sketch I've ever done myself. I usually just follow along somebody else's sketch. But I thought, hey, why not? I can do that. If other people can do it, I can do it too, right? So we're going to do the front and the inside of this card this evening. Even we're going to have a little bit of stamping and a little bit of die cutting. So let's just get right into it. The supplies you'll need is a piece of solid cardstock, whatever color choice you have, whatever you want. It doesn't have to be what I have here. This one is an 8.5 by 11. This is going to be our card base. Then I have this 12 by 12, sort of red, sort of rust color. I didn't really have any real red going on, so I decided to use this one. Again, this is going to be for our matte layers, so our back layers. Anything that you have that's going to coordinate. Obviously, gray can go with just about anything, so whatever you pick. I picked this because I have red in my pattern papers here, so I'm going to use those. I don't need this one for now. And then I picked two different pieces of pattern paper. I had this one for the card, and I have another one actually. But I think this evening I'm going to use this cute plaid and then the candy. I just love this candy paper. It's great. So let's get right into it. Let's jump on in. So first we're going to start it with our card base. And our card is going to be a 5 by 7 card. So when you make a 5 by 7 card, you need to have your card stock cut at 10 by 7, folded in half at 5. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to cut it along the long side at 10. Get your paper trimmer out. Paper trimmers are extremely handy in these cases. Try to do no pressure if you have a blade like mine. These pointy blades, the more pressure you put, the more your cut can be off. So try not to put too much pressure. And then we're going to go at 7 inches and cut across. This is our card base, 10 inches by 7 inches. And I'm going to just grab my scoreboard quickly. And I'm putting it in on the long side at 10 inches. My 7 inches is down here. Gonna take my little tool and go at 5 inches right along the middle here and run my scoring tool all the way down. So you can use the scoring tool that you have come with your scoreboard, or you can use a bone folder like this one. I really love this one. It's obviously very well loved and well used. And I'm going to take my paper. If you want to get it lined up nice and neat, take your paper, put it right in the corner, fold it, take your bone folder starting in the middle and go across to get that nice crisp crease. There we go. There's our card base. Putting that to the side. Now we need to do our mats. So the mat layer for this card, this back mat layer, is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. I took 1/4 of an inch off of each side. So I need my solid color cardstock. So take whatever one you want for your layer. It doesn't have to be this color, whatever works for you, whatever you have on hand. And we're going to put it in our trimmer at 4 3/4 and cut by 6 3/4 and cut. Okay, so now we have our back layer. That's our matte layer. And now we need our patterned paper layer. So we're gonna grab our patterned paper. Isn't this nice? Oh, I just love it. I'm kind of sad it's not double-sided, but that's okay. What are you gonna do? And because this one is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, I'm gonna take 1/4 of an inch off, and I'm going to make it 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. So let's cut that, lining it up, 4 1/2. Get my blade, 4 1/2. Just put your excess over to the side so it doesn't get in your way, and 6 1/2. If you're having any trouble with the measurements on your trimmer, you could always go along with a Sharpie marker and mark where it says 1/4, all your different markings, your larger markings, like 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, like that, so that you're not confused until you get the hang of it. Once you get the hang of it, you'll know it. You won't even need to look. Okay, so here is our layer that's going to go on our card like this. I'm going to put this all to the side. That was really fast, really good. I hope I'm not going too fast for anybody. If I am, you can comment and say, please slow down. You're going too fast for me. But I'm trying to get this video in a reasonable amount of time so that we're not dragging on and on. Okay, so now let's see how. Okay, we have lots of room. So what I'm going to do is our back layer for our long piece here is 1 3/4 by 6. So I'm going to go on this side here, and that way if I go 1 3/4 here, I'm wasting all this paper. So let's go 1 3/4 here, because I know that that paper is a little bit longer than 6 inches. On the 1 3/4 mark, hold your paper. Here you go. And we're going to go over here at 6 inches. And there's our matte layer for that long piece. And let's bring in our candy. Let's see if this one will be good enough. Not quite long enough, so I'm gonna have to use a whole nother piece of paper. That's why I suggest trying to make good on your paper and not use too much up, and then you'll have lots left for your projects. So we said this matte layer is 1 3/4 by 6. So again, like the other layers, I'm going to take 1/4 of an inch off, which is going to make it 1 1/2. And this is a whole piece of paper, so I can't really avoid cutting this all the way down. We're just going to go for it. Don't think I'm right on my 1 1/2. There we go. All the way down. And sometimes it doesn't cut all the way through. That's okay. Take your scissors and give it a little snip. No worries at all. And now we're going to go 5 3/4. Okay, that's our nice little long layer that's going to go there on the side. And now we have to do the bottom layer, which is 1 3/4 by 4. So let's go with the 4. by 1 3/4. And I'm going to use a piece of white cardstock for that bottom because we're going to do a bit of stamping today. And I need 1 1/2 by 3 3/4. Again, going down by 1/4 of an inch. Some people like to go 1/8 of an inch. Just depends on how you like it. I like it at 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going 1 1/2. My goodness, my trimmer doesn't want to cut correctly. Let's try that again. 1 1/2 by 3 3/4. Let's see. Yep, there we go. All right, now for the sake of time, I have cut out and colored the pieces that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to bring this card back in, and we're going to, this is the gingerbread house, the gingerbread man. I colored him a little bit later this time so he shows up a little bit easier. And then we have our snowflakes, and I just colored those in green just to make that green pop in the candy. You can color them whatever you wish. But I am going to take you over to my workbench where I have my die cutting machine set up, and we're going to do a little bit of die cutting. I'm just going to show you how it works. So stay tuned. Okay, so in the interest of saving time, I've already stamped out my gingerbread house and my snowflake. We do have the gingerbread man, but he doesn't have a metal die with it, so I didn't think it would be useful for me to stamp it out when we can cut it out, we will cut it out, but it'll have to be by hand. So I just figured I would stamp these out so that I can show you my die cutting machine and how it works. So this is a Sizzix Big Shot die cutting machine. It has rollers in here, and then you use your plates, your little plate, your little platform, and then you have your cutting adapter, which is really worse for wear, and these plates, which are also really worse for wear, but everything still works as it should. So we put all of our plates together. We have 2 cutting plates, one on the bottom, one on the top. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my metal die, which looks like this. You can see that. And it has a cutting edge on here. And we're going to take the cutting edge and place it down. See if we can get you a little bit lower. Let's angle you a little bit more here, if I can. Okay. I'm going to place that down. Just right around the image itself. And then I have Post-it note tape. This is great, wonderful. It's not incredibly sticky, but it'll keep the die from moving around when you put it on the plate. And I just stick a little there to keep it held. I will do a more in-depth die cutting video when I can figure out how to video this in a better way so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. And I'm going to cover that one as well. So, okay. We have both of our stamped images with our metal dies, and then we're going to place it on our platform. Put our cutting plate on and send it through. And it just has a crank handle. And these outline dies, usually you don't need to put more than 1 or 2 passes. Some of the more intricate dies, you might have to go 2 or 3 passes to get them to cut out. And I'm taking my tape off without ruining anything. Put my die cuts to the side. And now I have my gingerbread house cut out. And I have my little snowflake cut out. So cute, right? I would definitely suggest coloring these in before you die cut them, because if you don't, you're not going to have much room to place your fingers, and the stamped image can just end up going all over the place, and you won't have a whole lot of room to be able to hold on while you're coloring. So what I always do is I color, I stamp, I color, and then I cut. That's the order that I do it in. Everybody has their own way of doing it, but whatever suits you. I just find it easier to stamp and color it out first and then cut it out. Just works better for me. All right, let's go back over to my desk and we'll finish up this card. Okay, so we're back over at my desk. And we've done the die cutting for the gingerbread house and the snowflakes. As you can see, I've already cut it all out and colored it in. But we do have to do the Christmas trees and the little sentiment. So let's take our Christmas tree and we're going to do a little bit of stamping now, because we haven't done any stamping yet. So when I'm stamping, this is the stamp set that I'm using. See if I can turn it over so you can see it. So cute. It's got the gingerbread house and the man and the little bells, and it's got all kinds of things that you can use, and it has the matching dies. I kind of wish it had all the dies, but it doesn't. That's okay. Before we stamp, I just want to talk to you about this stamping. I call it a stamping platform. That's not what it's for. It's a paper piercing mat. I got it from Stampin' Up! A long time ago, but it's really nice stiff foam, but it does have a little bit of give, and it allows us to get a nice clean stamped image. So I'm taking my white cardstock and I'm going to use Memento Tuxedo Black Dye ink. This is my absolute favorite ink. This is the only black ink I have, the only black ink I'll use. I honestly haven't really tried any other ones. I've had there's another one, but I can't remember the name of it right now. It's a pigment ink, and it's kind of a longer lasting one. But this one is just fine and dandy for what we want to use. And I'm using a clear acrylic block for our stamping. And I think I might have gotten this. Oh, this one's Stampin' Up! This is Paper Pumpkin right on it. I have different various sizes that we will use in different videos depending on what we're going to stamp. And when we're stamping, we're going to lay down our stamp pad, turn over our little tree here, and when we stamp onto the ink pad, we're going to go straight up and down. This is how I do it. You can go across. Please try not to rock it back and forth. That's how the ink gets on the outside of the stamp where it shouldn't be. And when I'm stamping, I might have to put my head in the screen a little bit here. And I'm lining it up. And we're going to go straight down and then straight back up. We might want to put a little bit of pressure, not too much, because some of these stamps can be a little bit fussy. But there we go. There's our stamped image. Let's try again. So we're going to ink up our stamp, going up and down, making sure we got it all. It's kind of hard to see on this one. I'm not sure why, but... And again, when we stamp, we're going to go straight down, a little pressure if you like, and then straight up. And as you can see, this one's a little bit clearer than that one there, because I didn't put quite enough pressure there on that end. That's fine. It's okay. If it really bothers you, you can turn it over and try again. Not bothering me in the least, so I'm going to keep on moving here. And now I need my sentiment. Here we go. I chose this one. This is a different one from what we had before. This one says Cold Days, Warm Hearts. This is from a different stamp set. You can mix and match all your stamps and your sets and your sentiments, which is a great thing to do. Again, with the inking up your stamp straight up and down. Try not to rock your stamp or smush it in because that just smushes and smears the ink. So that's nicely done there. If you happen to notice any ink on the outside, take a little cloth and just wipe it along here because that may transfer to your paper. And make sure that your stamp is in the correct orientation. And line it up as best you can, as straight as you can. And we're going to go straight down and straight up. There we go. And we can color those trees in. I won't do that right now at this moment, but we can color those in like we have these other pieces. And it will be really nice, just like I have done here. I've colored these in and then stuck it to the card. So let's put this together. If you hear any noise, it's just my neighbor. He's building a piece onto his house and he just is right on the back of us. So if you hear any loud banging, that's just him. We're just going to ignore it. Okay, so we are going to now take our paper and just making sure I'm still filming here. Don't want to make any more mistakes, right? Take our bottom layer and get out our glue runner. We talked about a glue runner. You can use liquid glue, you can use double-sided tape, whatever you have on hand, whatever you feel most comfortable using. I feel most comfortable using this glue runner. It never fails me. I love it. And I always keep lots on hand for myself. So now I'm going to line up my card. Great to have one of these self-healing mats. I continue to say that. But it's a great thing to have anything that has some sort of grid on it to keep your cards in line and straight. And now I have my glue runner here. I'm going to come in from the side. If I come straight down and plunk it down, I might not be able to get it back up if I need to adjust. So if I have it on the side like this, I can very lightly lay it down, look, see how my edges look. Might not be completely perfect. That's all right. You really need to forgive yourself for any mistakes that you might make while you're doing your card making, because a card making is a big learning curve to it. It can be very frustrating sometimes, but just roll with it. And if it doesn't look the best, try not to throw it away immediately. Don't toss it. If you get too frustrated, walk away from it, leave it for a little while to sit, and then come back to it and see if it can be salvaged. Or, you know, if something really, really bothers you, then you can probably just pull it apart and try again or start over. But just have some patience with yourself. And, you know, I know it's difficult, but you can do it. Okay. So enough of the pep talk. We're going to put this piece right there. Ooh, I really love this plaid. Does anybody else love paper as much as I do? Paper makes my heart happy. What can I tell you? It's great. Okay. Again, taking my cardstock, placing it down on an angle like this so that I can see where I need to be. And placing it down. Making sure I got all my surface area pushed down well. Okay, we're going to just put that to the side for a moment, and then we're going to work on our layers. So we have this layer, that's our front layer. And I guess I grabbed the wrong piece of paper because this is the piece of paper that goes in the front. Excuse me. And then I had my papers mixed up, so that's okay. We're going to fix that. I was wondering why that looks so far apart. No worries, see? I made a mistake. I didn't panic. I just said, oh, I made a mistake. And we just move past it and keep on going. So here's our candy cardstock. Love that. Looks delicious. Does anybody else out there love candy as much as I do? Even though I'm way past the age of loving candy as much as I should be. Okay. We have our candy layer. All right, because I made that boo-boo, let's go again and we're going to stamp again now. As soon as I find my tree stamp here, what did I do with it? Ah, here it is. How easily things get pushed around and moved around on your desk and then they're nowhere to be found for a while. So, inking it up, and now I'm doing it this way. Before I did it this way. So you can take your ink pad, pick it up, and you can also do it this way, up and down. Don't smush it, don't rock it, just straight up and down. And same thing with stamping. Straight up and down. Okay. There we go. Cute as it can be. Makes me want to make Christmas cookies. Okay. Again, on the other side. Like I said, this doesn't have to be an exact copy of mine. Just do whatever you have, you know, work with whatever you have at the moment. And if you don't have a Christmas themed stamp set, use something else. Make a birthday card. Make an anniversary card. Make whatever you like. Whatever your heart desires, make. It doesn't matter. As long as you start making something. And have some confidence in yourself and be kind to yourself. Here we go. Alrighty, I have my sentiment. Let's try this again. I'm having multiple tries on this card. I think this card is a little bit of a test of my patience, but I'm a very patient person, so thank goodness for that. Alright, here we go. There we go. Set that to the side. Putting the top back on my stamp pad so it doesn't dry out. That stamp pad has been with me since I started. Let's see, when did I start? Oh, it's been a while now. I've got a nice buildup of cards, so it's very long lasting. And you can buy the re-inker for it so that you can just re-ink the pad when it starts to get dried out. Okay, so now we're going to put this all together. We're going to put that piece on here, this long piece. I don't think I really needed that much tape, but oh well. And however close to this side you want it. Doesn't have to be here, whichever looks good to you. Try to make it so that it's even on the top and the bottom and place it down. And now we have this matte layer that goes over top. And I made the mistake the last time of just gluing it straight down, which I shouldn't have done because the gingerbread man and the gingerbread house go behind this piece. So this piece will be popped up on pop dots. Or dimensionals, whatever you want to call them. There we go. Place that there. And obviously I haven't colored this in. For the sake of time, I'm not going to color that in this evening. But these would go up on pop dots. Let's put our snowflakes up on pop dots. Let's see what I have here. So these are dimensionals. I'm not sure where I got these. I don't think they're Stampin' Up. You only need one for these little bitty ones. And what I like to do is just put them in a little bit of a triangle formation. More pleasing to the eye. That's what they say anyway. Sure how true that is, but looks good to me. And like I said, whatever you feel that looks good to you is also great too. I'm just going to stick a couple of these on because I do want to take that off and color it at some point. So I'm not going to really overdo it with the dimensionals. I just put 4 and that way I can pull it off and color those in if I want to, those trees. All right. Something's sticking to me. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to go right across the bottom with this. You can go lower, you can go a bit higher. I like it right almost to the bottom there. And I'm just going to give it a light press. I'm not going to press too hard because like I said, I want to take those off and color that, and then I can put it back together and I'll have my card ready to go for whoever receives it. And now my little gingerbread house and my little gingerbread man can go right there. And we're just going to use, you could use liquid glue with this. You could use tape runner like I'm using. Whatever you like. Very easy to do tape runner and it's so not messy. You don't have glue squirting out everywhere, which can be a little bit frustrating. All right, that's the front of the card. And now let's work on the inside of the card. The inside of the card looks like this. So we're just going to quickly go over that. Let me grab my paper trimmer again. And again, I'm going to go in with my solid color cardstock, just like I did on this back layer. And because it's a 5x7 card, I'm going to go 4 3/4. Let me just push that to the side there by 6 3/4. How easily our desks can get messed up when we're trying to make something. There's scraps everywhere and pieces everywhere. Just try to push it all to the side and try to forget about it for now. Okay, so now we need our, oh, that's the new one. Let's grab the other one. This pattern piece right here. And it's going to be 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. Okay, that's those 2 pieces. And I need a white piece to put our message on. Do I have a piece of white here? Yes, I do. Okay. Alrighty. I believe this is 3 1/2. Yep, 3 1/2 by 5 1/2. 3 1/2 by 5 1/2. Let's do this. 3 1/2 by 5 1/2. Okay, so our sentiment will go on this and our message. And then I opted to put this small piece here just to give it a little bit more visual appeal. You don't have to put this, you can just leave it as is. For this evening, I think I'm just going to leave it as is for the sake of time. I can always put the measurements up on the description so that you'll know what those measurements will be. So let's take our tape runner. I may be running out. Soon going to run out. I think I have some more somewhere here. And again, I'm going to place my cardstock just like so. And now we have our pattern paper. And I just ran out of glue runner. All right, I got a new tape runner going here, and I just put my tape runner on my cardstock, and again, coming in on an angle here like this. This is what works for me. You find what works for you best. And push it all the way around. And now we have our, let's get rid of all these things, our sentiment piece. So I've chosen this one that says, sending you very best wishes for a joyful holiday season. Bringing back my little paper piercing mat to help me with stamping. The self-healing mat also works pretty well. I just really like this pad. It really, it's got a nice thickness to it, but it still has a little bit of give. Okay. Putting this up towards the top. There we go. There we are, sending you the very best wishes for a joyful holiday season. Okay, letting that dry for just a moment. This ink is fast drying, so you don't really have to worry too much about smearing. It can happen. It happens to me sometimes. And if it smears, flip it over and try again. That way that you're conserving the paper a bit, because paper can get quite expensive. And, you know, we do want to conserve as much as we possibly can. So, pushing this to the side so you can see what I'm doing here. And I'm just looking to see if I have it fairly even around all four sides. And there we go. And now if you have somebody in your life that's far away, you can write them a nice long message here. And if not, you can do what I did here and put a little nice interest piece over here. Or you can take your stamps and stamp along down here if you like, or up at the corners. Whatever you like to do. And that's our finished card for this evening. And the next time, I think we will concentrate on doing some stamping, maybe some coloring, and some fussy cutting. So from me to you, thank you so much for watching this video. Like and subscribe if you do enjoy my videos, and comment as well. Let me know what you're working on and what you would like to see me do. Okay, this is the card making coach signing off. Bye bye. Good night.